welcome to the show. We are here today on Forza Horizon 4 with another team adventure. This time we are going racing with some B-Class classic cars. Now these are vehicles made in 1969 or earlier. However, the rules were, for this, they have to use their standard engine, have to use their standard driveline. So if the car was rear-wheel drive to begin with, which I think everything here is, they're all going to be rear-wheel drive, but having to use their standard engine is a curious one. I've built some very, very fast B-Class cars using these much older vehicles, although that often involves swapping out the engine for something much, much more modern. I don't really know what my Jag is going to do around this circuit. It's got some 270 horsepower and, well, rally tyres, which is probably going to be quite good, I hope. It's going to give me some good grip through the corners. I don't necessarily go for rally tyres that often in B-Class these days, but being winter, and considering what we've got in terms of restrictions, I figured that would be a good idea to have a go with. I could be very wrong. This could be absolutely awful. We will have to wait and see, and that is a Jaguar C-Type that has missed a checkpoint and is not going to get away with that. Hopefully it'll go over to the side and stay out of the way. So at the moment, Red Team have got the lead by a very, very small margin. Of course, a lot is going to change as the race goes on. We give a boop to a Mustang. Come on, I want to get a good run down here if we can. I'm hoping that the power of my Jag is going to be good in terms of top speed. I'm hoping my car's going to be good overall. There is always the concern, of course, that you go for this sort of a build that's trying to be good everywhere and it's good nowhere, but we don't know. Oh! We're getting to the inside of the Alpha here. We shall hopefully get the pass done. We do. It's a Carmen Gear that leads the way. Mark II Jag in second. Then it's a Maserati, Cortina, Ford, the F100, and then my Jag. I mean, there's a lot of moving around as people are trying to get to the inside, trying to make passes stick. I'm going to just get a good run down the exit here, but I have nowhere to go because there's a sea of cars in front of me. I might actually be able to duck underneath the Ford. I might get both of them here, actually. It's the parting of the Red Team cars. With the Jag. Maserati's moved up to a second place. Oh, we're going to get squeezed a little bit on the outside there. Don't really want to fight. Okay, that street furniture there sometimes really slows you down and sometimes it doesn't make any difference whatsoever. I don't know why. Oh, crap, Mustang's behind us. I really want to get past this Cortina because I really want to go chasing after the second and third place cars. Oh, come on, teammate. Teammate, I am in the quicker car at the moment. We're doing the old Morse code on the bumper. As they're not really intentional there, we've just got a lot more speed, I think, in this Jag. Oh, a big twitch though on the exit. This is the downside of the Jag. I have it on rally suspension that is quite soft, and the car is quite oversteery. It makes it a little bit sketchy. Points-wise, it's not looking great for us at the moment. Although, the Mustang followed past as well in all of that. Can I chase down the Maserati? Now, I've seen these Maseratis be really quick. I've tried to build them. I can never make it work. I just cannot get that car to ever be fast for me. Oh no, don't do that. We were so good the previous lap. It's almost like I think I'm overdriving the car a little bit as I'm desperately trying to make up time, and now we're starting to slide around. The Jag is not as planted as I would like, that much is for sure. Okay, if we can get past, if we can get third, it would be enough points for us. Carmen Gear is doing well for that thing on its standard engine. I mean, it is light. This Jag is 2,700 pounds, I think, which, okay, in real-world terms isn't all that much. In Forza terms is not the lightest of cars, that's for sure. And in this field, for example, the Carmen Gear, the Maserati are going to be so much lighter. The Mark II Jag is going to be heavy, but, you know... Oh, come on now. That was better around the fight. Basically, if I can stop this thing from sliding, it's quick. But I really have to fight it constantly to stop it from sliding around here. We will slow it down for turn one. Alright, we've made some good gains this lap around. Hopefully we can keep them up. Yeah, it is really just a case of if I don't get oversteer, we're very fast with this, but as soon as it starts sliding around, we lose a whole heap of lap time. We dive to the we dive to the inside. We get a little bit air time. Didn't mean to go into the door of the Maserati. That thing's also slithering around like crazy. God damn it, even if I can get this place away from the Maserati, it's not quite enough because the Mark II Jag has now got to the lead of the race. Can I do anything through here? Not just yet. No back end. Stay together, please. We've only got one more lap to go. That's probably not going to be enough time because that bad sector there has cost me a fair bit. Yeah, we've really got to just stop the oversteer if we can. It's nicely done around the final corner. You see the Maserati was struggling there. Oh no, if we can get this place now, it will give our team the victory. Oh, it's going to come down to this lap. It's all going to come down to this. It's going to come. It might come down to whether I can find a way past a Maserati in the final lap of the race. We get a really good run up the hill again. We're trying to do the same manoeuvre we did on the first lap. A little bit squeezed. I don't think it was quite intentional, but not so helpful really. We're still on the outside. We may have to have a chuck at the bottom of this downhill section. Maserati's got the acceleration on us. Do we just have a massive dive? Are we close enough to have a massive dive? Because I don't have the acceleration the Maserati does. Or do we focus on not the dive? Do we focus on the exit of the corner? Don't slide the Jaguar around. We do get that good exit. Ah, we're 50 points. We're 50 points behind, but unless the Maserati has a really big slide on this corner here, I mean, I've got to go for it, basically, with the Jag. I've got to give it everything. It's a goal. We might do it. We might just out-drag it. I don't know which way it went. Yes, we got third. Is it enough? I think it might be enough points if we could all finish where we are. If it's all finished where we are, that huge throw at the final corner might have just done it. I also think, very importantly, the F100 got 7th ahead of the Mustang. As long as the C-Type it does cross the line in 11th. We did it the final corner. I mean, the run to the line. That's where it happened. We swept around the outside of the final. Well, kind of. The Maserati just got too much sliding going on. Bloody hell, that was a mad, mad first race. But Red Team takes victory. So, up next, we head off-road, the Ambleside Scramble. Now, tyre choice in B-Class for this kind of thing, while winter you kind of want rally tyres if you can, it is a little bit more difficult, perhaps, the tyre choice. I suspect most cars will be, or a lot of cars are going to be on rally tyres if they can be, but there are going to be some that aren't, so there are going to be some cars that will be horrible around this track. I'm hopeful that there are more cars on rubbish tyres and we can be good here. We have got half decent sized rear tyres. Kind of a bit surprised it was sliding around as much as it was. 275s at the back of this, which is decent size for this sort of car. And the Maserati is clearly not on snow tyres. That Corvette was very much not on snow tyres as well. I saw that from the loading screen. That's on something else. Don't take out the fence like a plonker. The Carmen gear I would expect to be. With the way that the engine in the Carmen gear is not great, so you can't really do necessarily all that much in terms of upgrades. So, you know, you're going to have PI to work with. Grabbing a set of rally tyres probably a good idea. That Alpha is struggling. That would suggest that's definitely not on the old rally tyres. We are up into a second position now. Where is the Mark 2 Jag? That's much, much further back in this one. Okay. Well, that's fine. Let's see what the Carmen gear has got. I'll have much bigger tyres than the Carmen gear, but I am heavier in the Jag. We have got more weight in this one. We will sneak past to the inside, though. That will put me to the lead of the race. Now, this car was built more with the rallying in mind. That's for sure. It was built to be good for this stuff, or as good as it can be at this stuff, considering the restrictions, and hopefully work on the tarmac, which it did. Which it did in that first race. I can't see where the other Jag is. It's in 5th at the moment. Points are good. I mean, if me and the Carmen gear can just run away from everything. Jesus, the Jag is slightly buggering off at the front of this one. I'm happy enough with that. The XK120 that I have here, I haven't had the best of luck in the past with building these things. They can be quite awkward to get working. And it was a bit of a gamble grabbing this one. I had it for a lucky dip. A lucky dip? Or was it round? I've used one before. So it was either lucky dip or random PI or something like that. And I had one for there, and it was actually half decent at that particular event. Other than that, though, my history with this car is generally quite shockingly bad. So it's nice to have one that is working, shall we say. There's a blue car. Oh, blue car should put off the inside. I think they might have missed checkpoints. If you have a car that is not built for off-road, if you have a car that's not built for off-road, A, this track sucks at the best of times. B, it's even worse when it's covered in snow. Admittedly, this class restriction is a little bit different in that no one's got crazy all-wheel drive traction and grip and everything. So it's perhaps not as bigger a difference as between cars that are suited. Well, it's still going to be quite bigger a difference, but there are perhaps slightly worse scenarios that can go on. Don't miss that checkpoint. Don't miss that checkpoint when you've got this ridiculously huge lead. There is no need for the missing of the checkpoint when we are this far away at the front. Come on, Jag. It's wonderfully quick around this circuit. It is everything I had hoped it would be around here. Don't do anything stupid now I've said that. The curse of the commentator is strong, we know that. Don't hit the tree. That would also be a foolish thing to do. It's easily done when you're trying to, you know, just get that little bit of lap time. It's much easier done when you're racing with other cars as well. Still a 1-2 for Red Team. Blue have got a few points back. I mean, one missed checkpoint for Red would be a trouble. Hopefully that wasn't it might have been a missed checkpoint. I shouldn't be looking at the leaderboard. Concentrate on my own driving. Christ. Yeah, okay, it is a trouble for a red car. Literally, as I said it, I told you, the commentator was strong. It just wasn't me that affected. It was somebody else that got commentator cursed. It's 50 points in it as we around the top here. So the car ahead, the Jaguar C-Top, I think it is. Again, if it's this far back, is obviously really not suited to this track. You just can't turn through these corners. I don't know what tyres it's on. Whatever it is no good for this. It's 50 points at the moment. The way of Red Team. Oh, let's not end up in the back of our fellow Jaguar. We will lap the C-Type and cross the finish line. It is victory for the XK. Do we get the victory overall, though? That's the question. Are we going to have a second round where it comes down to 50 points in it? The Carmen Gear takes second. The Mark II is third. Fourth will go to the Mustang. Fifth is going to go to the Alpha by the looks of it. As long as if we keep all the positions where we are, that's fine. You know, that's what matters here. And indeed, blue cars have all finished. They cannot score any more points than they have currently got. Ooh. We will take round 2. We have a 2-0 lead in this adventure, but they've both been won by a tiny number of points. So, yeah, it's 150 points so far have separated us over 2 rounds. Bloody hell. So, we're back to the tarmac, Broadway Village Circuit. I don't know what my car's going to be like around this one. It's going to be, we're going to be starting on the front row, regardless of everything. The tyre choice is the interesting one on here. The Maserati's definitely on race tyres, I think, actually. If it's out cornering me by as much as it was, I'm going to hazard to guess that's race tyres because it was completely useless on the Ambleside. So that could be quite quick here. This track's always a funny one. You need some grip, absolutely, but also straight line speed is kind of helpful. Down here, you can defend with straight line speed, but you can also make lap time if your car has got some good grip. Now I've got to not get oversteer with the Jag, because on the gravel it wasn't so bad. At Ambleside it wasn't so bad because everything's sliding, as no one has particularly good traction. Here it will all be down to me managing my car, basically. I don't want to be sliding this around too much if I can help it. Are we flat through here in the Jag? We are indeed. Okay, let's get you slowed down for this next corner. Hopefully we can pull away. I mean, if we can make a nice gap early on, that would be good. Problem is, Blue have got quite a strong start to this one. They've got the Mustang, they've got the Mark II, and they've got that Maserati all together. Second, third, fourth, that's a lot of points. That's a lot of points indeed. And we are not quite scoring enough. Hopefully this will change, but I mean, this is one of those races where there's nothing I can really do. I definitely... Well, okay, there's a theory you could drop back and try and slow the cars behind down. That's always so risky. It's never worth it. Maybe you can slow some cars down for a lap, but the chances are they're going to end up getting past. And, you know, I end up dropping back, trying to sort of back cars into the field, and it's just never worth that risk. It's just never worth it, because I'm more likely to lose points than we are to gain points. It is the Mark II Jag that is now trying to chase me down. I'm a little nervous about that car. We were much better off-road than it, but it completely buggered off in that first race. I didn't really have an answer to it, so we will have to see what it can do around here. I got a little bit too much oversteer that I didn't really want. We may well have to be defending. I'm kind of hoping I outrun it in a straight line. Much easier to defend when you outrun somebody in a straight line. Much, much easier to defend when we can do that, because otherwise it's going to cruise up the back of us. Oh, I hit that curb on the inside. Well, there goes my nice lead. there, just turned in. Normally you hit that curve, you bounce off it a little bit. That time we hit it and it just kind of guided us out wide towards the wall. Not really what we need to have there. Yeah, if he's got more straight line speed than me, I could be in trouble around this track. I could be in a lot of trouble around this track. It's very difficult to defend down into turn 1. But, yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Oh, well, it's there. It's found the bumper. We're a little bit wide on the exit. As long as we avoid the lamppost, it's not too bad. Okay, up the hill we go. Mark II Jag is all over the back of us here. It's going to look to the outside. I mean, it's not really looking for a pass into this corner. It's more trying to set it up to the set up a good run down the start-finish straight. Who has got the better top end? This is a really important question here between us two. And it's really, really even between both of us down there. Really, really even. This time around, don't hit the curb. That's spot on. That's absolutely what we wanted. Now, don't get oversteer through these next few corners. We've pulled a little bit of a margin, actually, through there. That's good. We can carry a lot more speed, or a lot of speed, through there. Just if I get oversteer, we're in trouble. This circuit's quick, so we're less likely to be sliding the car around, because you're in 4th, 5th gear for a lot of these corners. But, yeah, we really can't afford to be sliding the XK around. That's a little wide. It's a little wide on the exit. Doesn't matter too much. The Mark II went even wider, so that's fine. Points-wise, is super bloody close again. Really, really close. Can we get... No, that's where we can't afford to slide there. Although the Mark II also had a bit of a wobble. We've buggered off from the rest of the field in this one. Us two are gone here in the Jaguars. Come on, we need one more place for a red team car, but I can't really look at what's going on in the rest of the field. I've got to worry about my own race here, because if we lose this battle, then we're really in trouble pretty much. We'll be flat through there, no problem. The Mark II is all over the back of us. It's all over the back of us. I know where it's going to want to try and get a pass done. In fact, it's got a really good run through there. I do not want to let you get to the inside up here. This is a dangerous spot. It's going to want to have a dive, because I'm not great under brakes here. And if you take a shallow line, the problem you get... Oh, no, 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 lamppost! Ah. If you take a shallow line, the problem you get is you end up a little bit understeering, which you got pinged off of the bloody lamppost. I can't. I haven't got the grip. I haven't got the grip of the Mark II. Damn it. I don't think it matters anyway. I don't think we're going to get another place elsewhere. Just pinged the lamppost. If I'd gone around the outside of the lamppost, it would have been fine. Ah, oh, that's annoying. Well, we got the pass on the run to the finish line of the first race. I guess it's only fair that... Oh, I think we lost out elsewhere as well, so... Blue team take this round. We almost fended off that Mark II. We fended off for a little while. Those cars are really evenly matched. We're about the same in terms of straight line speed. I think the Mark II is a tiny bit more stable than the XK. However, if I get it right in my car, we're just as good through the corners, but it's easier to get it wrong. Either way, another great race. So, we're back off-road. My natural habitat, it seems, in this one. Although, admittedly, as far as off-road circuits go, this one, the Highland Farm Scramble, a little different. We are on the front row again, which is very nice. Thank you very much, game. Oh, and the Mark II is all the way at the back. Not that that's much threat on the dirt. I don't think there's much that's really a threat on the dirt here. Yeah, this is a fast off-road circuit. So if you've got a car that's not quite so great on traction, or a car not quite so great on the gravel, this can hide it a little bit. That Mustang there, obviously nothing in terms of launch. Again, I'd presume not rally tyres, pretty much. And they're the only explanation for such a poor launch, because it might be fast on the tarmacy bits, but it's not going to be enough. Now, here is where we're going to test the Jags top speed. Oh god, although we get all sorts of crossed up. So the downside for my car is, well, as we saw, it moves around a fair bit, and this circuit is bumpy. I didn't really think about that. Yeah, the back end might get jumped around and bounced around a little bit. That Mustang wants to go to the inside, but is it going to be able to carry, oh god, the same speed? Yeah, it actually can carry some good speed through there, which I'm impressed by. We're on the outside for this next corner. Oh, Mustangs are both to the inside. Now, of course, well, you know what, we'll just stay where we were and try and keep that. They've probably got more power than I do around here. They may have a little bit more power. They're not, I think it's going to be crazy powerful in this, or the cars that are crazy powerful are not going to be on tyres that are usable, really, in these conditions. Okay, Jag, get stopped for turn 1. Take a sensible line. Never really, I always hate the first time going into that corner. Try to figure out where on earth you can get on the brakes. It's really close again in terms of the points. There's only 50 in it at the moment, but it's fluctuating constantly. If I can not have the back end let go, it's the bounce over here that got the car in trouble last time. If I can just keep it all together through here cleanly, I think we can outrun the Mustangs. We've just got to make sure that we can do that over the jump we had. Oh, we've got some points for red team now, which is good. I think one of our cars maybe thought they missed a checkpoint but didn't, not sure. That's all fine. Oh, I turned in there and got a lot more grip than I was expecting. I turned in expecting to get a bit of understeer, so it just kind of understeer me through the corner, and it just sort of bit into the, well, it went. Oops. Okay, maybe don't do that too much then. That's a recipe for disaster. Jump on the brake. It's actually a little early for turn 1. I'd rather do that than be too late on the brakes, especially when I've got a bit of a gap going on now. The Carmen Gear's battling its way up through the field. That's up to 3rd now at the moment. The Mark II's a long way back, suggesting maybe it missed a checkpoint in the battles there. Oh, don't go through the hedgerow. Yeah, I guess you could. Well, this track, there are places where it is not so difficult to miss checkpoints. I've missed checkpoints here, being greedy, trying to dive to the inside. But especially if you're battling 2-3 wide, you can get pushed out of them. Although the other Jag is on the move a little bit, is up to 9th. All we have to do is let's not make a silly mistake. Oh, still the Mustangs leading the charge for blue team with our Carmen Gear, mixing it up in the middle of all of that. This car is good. I'm not sure the rally suspension was, or maybe a slightly different setup on it. It just moves about way too much. It's really uncomfortable driving it across a couple of these bumps. I'm just never quite sure where it's going to end up. But there we go. I didn't bother with aero on this particularly. Maybe that would help a little bit with stability. I know it would kill the top speed slightly. I didn't bother because of PI. We were running out of PI and there were bits I needed on the car. Went for power instead, figuring I was hoping for a little bit of straight line speed out of this machine, and it's certainly not slow. Certainly not slow. That's it. I reckon the Mustang can probably beat it. In some scenarios, Mustangs probably have higher top speed and everything, but you just rarely ever use, really high top speed in these sort of adventures. I've got one more lap after this. This is really just a case of let's not have the Jag decide it wants to murder me, because there is a chance it can decide that at any given moment and spit you off into a wall. So let's keep fingers crossed that the Jag stays all together and doesn't want to murder me. Oh, slow you down through the first corner. A little wide on the exit, but that's fine. We're running away from everybody again. I have an absolute monster of a rally car in this field. As I said, it was intended to be good at this stuff. I didn't realise it was going to be this good at the off-road stuff. We've got the Carmen Gear up to 2nd. Of course, the Carmen Gear, I haven't thought about it, but the Carmen Gear advantage is that rear engine. Rear engine, that is good when it comes to... oh, that's a bit too fast in there. When it comes to the off-road, of course, just that added traction. Just the weight over the rear wheels, the driven wheels. Yeah, that can be quite helpful. It's why whenever we do like supercar rally tournaments and stuff, we have to ban the Porsches, because they would win everything. Because they're just too good with the engine placement over the back. But even for that, for the Carmen Gear, I guess the small tyres, it's just not enough to match the Jag. On the dirt, on the snow, we will claim a 2nd victory for the adventure. 2 wins out of 2 on the gravel, and this one is going to be a victory for Red Team, barring any big comings undone later on in this. The Mark II Jag got itself up to 5th in the end. So I'm gonna guess maybe either missed a checkpoint or got nudged wide, made a mistake on the opening lap, and recovered well to score some good points. Blue team are not going to score enough. That was a frantic battle. It will be enough to give Red team the overall victory. It has been very, very close fought so far. We'll see what the final track can bring us. So, to finish off, we have come to the Greendale Club Circuit. I should work here with the Jag, maybe? Ooh, it's going to be interesting. We've got me and the Maserati on the front row. The Mark II is a little bit further back, but not all the way at the back. Not all the way at the back. We'll see how this goes, really. The good news is, whatever happens, Red Team have won. I've won 2 races. I'd like to go for a third. I mean, it's me and Stallion battling it out for round victories. It's 2 apiece for us. Can anybody else break up that little group? Who knows? We get a really good initial launch just off the line. I can't match that Maserati's pace. I'm a little concerned about the Maserati's top end, actually. That thing can shift. Stallion's Jag is already there in third. That might be tough to beat here. We'll have to wait and see how it goes in some of these corners. Please don't slide too much. Oh, I mean, it is proper 50s Jag racing style, 50s race car style, to be honest with you. It's just the slide around like a lunatic a little bit. We're going to try and duck underneath that. So we will get the place back. Fantastic. Now got somehow to deal with that Maserati. That's actually quite quick. Okay, what can we do about it? In this circuit here, you need some top end to be able to win here because of that very, very long start-finish straight. But all top end and no handling doesn't work either because, well, these corners here are quite nasty. So we'll see. We'll see if the Maserati runs out of power. It might be all acceleration and no real high-end speed. That is another thing that can happen with cars, although it doesn't really look like that's happening with that one. I've got the Mark II is all over the rear bumper. Points are super close once again. 50 points good for blue team at the moment. Now, I'm going quite defensive here because I'm worried about the Mark II, although I say that as we just lose the back end mid-corner. Oh, we're going to lose the place. The Stallion through here. Can we do exactly the same thing we did last lap around? Stallion is wise to it to an extent, although not quite to enough of an extent, because we're still going to do the same thing. We're not giving up here. I know I have to get back past here. Oh, we're still side by side. I don't really want to be side by side going to this next corner if I can help it. I was looking for like a cut back underneath, but I couldn't do it. I think that Mark II is just a little bit better, although it's got a bit of a slide going on. We get a mega run through here, got nowhere to go with it. Stallion is busy covering the inside as the Maserati ends up in the wall. That puts us back to first and second. Oh, what are we going to do? How are we going to find a way past? We're in the draft this time, at least. That's something for us. The draft in Horizon isn't the most effective thing in the world, but it's better than nothing. It does still do a little bit of a help down towards turn 1. Stallion, I expect, will go defensive. No, left the gap. Left the gap the size of an XK120 to have a little bit of a look. Not quite enough, though. We're still we're still alongside. We've still got the nose there a smidge. Just that tiny bit more rear-end grip would be so wonderful in this car. I just can't turn in well enough to really take the challenge to the Mark II in a couple of these corners. We've got a really good speed through there, but not quite the right gear. Not quite the right gear ratios for this circuit. I've been working elsewhere. Here, there's a couple of places where I'd like a different gear, please. Not quite going to happen, though. Oh, that's a terrible corner by me. That might have thrown it away. Okay, we need a mega lap now. I was just too slow through there. It was foolish from me. Here we go. Get back in the drum. I mean, we've not lost too much ground. That's 50 points again in it. Anybody want to gain some position? Oh, well, thank you. Just as you were. We're going to reel in the Mark II. I mean, don't slide. I mean, we're going to run a little wide on the line I'm taking through there. I'm not sure it's actually the best line. It's almost like I'm trying to take a line that's going to stop me from sliding a little bit. Oh, there's... Everyone is on the limit of grip here. Everyone's car is moving around. We're all fighting for grip through a few of these corners. I'm a little braver through that section. I mean, we're now right on the bumper again. Are we going to be able to find a way past with only a lap to go? That corner there I'm quite quick at as well, although not if we end up all the way out there. That's not what we want. We're closer than we were last lap around. It's going to be a high-pressure final lap, this. Oh, someone's missed a checkpoint. It's one of the blue team cars. Here we go. Points, again, super close. Red team lead, but there's only one position in it currently. Oh, here comes the XK120 to the inside at turn 1. Do we try and find a way to make this stick? We get it to the door. We get past, but can we hold it for the remainder of the lap? Because this is the bit we struggle at. It's like this fourth gear acceleration. My car is just not quite so good. Come on, come on, come on. Go, 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 go. We've pulled the tiniest of gaps. It's not much. It's really not that much. Now, we've been quick through here so far. Can we keep that going? We're quick again. Oh, Do I want third? Do I want fourth there? I'm not 100% sure. Here comes the Mark II, but around the outside here is super difficult to do. I do not want to give that car any space to get around the outside. Yeah, it's not quite going to be able to do it. This time around, the final lap goes the way of the XK120. What a battle. What a battle. We might have lost out at Broadway, but we don't lose out at Greendale. I thought we were in trouble once it got past. Once it got past, it just made that little bit of a gap, but we reeled it back in. Oh god, the points are ridiculously close again. 50 points to red team at the moment, assuming we finish where we all are. That was a hell of a race. Fourth would go to the F100. Good showing from that car. The Alfa Romeo up in third in the end. Cortina Common Gear gets 8th. Yeah, we've done it. There's nothing more that blue team can do. Oh, what a wonderful race that one was. Hell of a battle. That XK120 did me proud. You know, with this rule set, that was a good car. Phenomenal off-road. Nothing could even get close to it off-road. And very, very strong on the tarmac. Difficult to drive on the tarmac, most definitely, but was very good. It is a 4-1 victory to red team, although that doesn't really do the adventure justice, because most of those rounds were only won by 50 or 100 points. But there we go. That was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun indeed. If you'd like to sign up and take part in the next one of these, you can via our Discord. There's a link in the description. I find the Versus Community sign-up section, and you can sign up in there. That, though, is going to be it from me. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.